Jim Yarbrough, and it is November 8th, 2024. Thank you for tuning in on my Facebook channel. What I was going to bring up today is something that I was thinking about. When my kids were young, I remember them coming downstairs and looking at the boxes and being so excited. And then they took the things out of the box. And I just remember I have hours and hours of work to get ahead of me to be able to put together all the toys that they got for Christmas. And I'm wondering, are you like me? When you take those boxes out, there's a little piece of plastic when inside there's a little pamphlet that says instructions. And I might look at the first page of instructions. I might even look at the second page of instructions. But if it's a 10-page instructions, I flip to the end every single time. I just do. And I have been guilty of putting together swing sets and having to take it back apart and put it back together and take it back apart and put it back together because I didn't look at the directions. I've been guilty of doing the same thing with bicycles and a host of other things. I've just been guilty of doing those things. So I was having a dialogue with someone yesterday, and they were telling me about if God exists in this world, then if God really exists, then He wouldn't let all the things in this world exist or happen. And I try to be reasonable. I try not to, just to force my opinions on people. But so I went back and I thought about that. I thought about, this world has a lot of horrible things happening in it. A number of horrible things. But you know what? My God was there when the world was created. He was there when Adam and Eve were in the garden. He was there when the Israelites were roaming through the desert for 40 years. He was there when David conquered Goliath. He was there when Jesus was crucified on the cross. Really, a lot of bad things happen, but God understands that there are some bad things that are happening because the devil exists. He exists. And his whole goal on this world is to divert our eyes from God. That's what his whole goal is. And so the people who have never really read the manual look at the world and see as a reflection of God. If you read the manual, you'll read that God understood that this world is full of pain and hurt. And he made a way where we could all be saved from that. And if you read the manual, Jesus died on the cross, and the third day he was risen, and he conquered death. He conquered sin. But there's only one way to be able to get to heaven, and that is to say this. And I said this in 1987, and I said this in to a number of my students that I taught and to different things. But if you want to have or see a perfect world, there's only one ticket, and that's Jesus Christ. You have to understand that this world has gone into your life, and you have sinned, and we all have sinned. There's not a preacher, there's not a person, there's not a nun, there's not a priest, there's not There is nobody that's ever lived on this earth that has not sinned except for Jesus Christ. And all you have to do is just say, Jesus, I'm a sinner. Forgive me of my sins. And once you do that and you believe on him, then he will stand in the gap, in a propitiation. He'll stand in the gap between heaven and hell, and you have an entrance into heaven. So all you have to do is make Jesus Christ the Lord of your life. So if you're like me and you go into the manual, most people don't make it past the begats in Genesis and then try to skip to Revelations. And the true story of God is in between. And the only way to really get an understanding of God, who God is, and what he wants for us in our life and what he wants for the world, is to read the things that are in between the first page and the last page. And then you'll get a better understanding. I hope y'all have a great day. And this was in my heart today, and I just wanted to say it. So I hope y'all have a great day.